Hey there and welcome. Ever find yourself wondering what Martin Luther King Jr. Day is really all about? Beyond it just being a day off school or work? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to unpack the history, the meaning, and the incredible legacy of this really important American holiday.
So, you probably woke up this morning, maybe noticed the mail didn't come, or that the kids are home from school, and it all leads to that one simple question. Wait, why is everything closed today?
And there's your answer. Simple, right? It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's a day our whole country sets aside to honor one of the most important figures in our history. But what does that actually mean? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's break this down. First up, we're going to talk about what makes this a national holiday, and, the big reason why it's observed all across the country year after year. So here's the official scoop. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a U.S. federal holiday. It's all about remembering and celebrating the birthday and the legacy of the great civil rights leader, Dr. King. It always falls on the third Monday of January, which keeps it right near his actual birthday, January 15th. But here's the thing. To really get why this day is so important, you've got to understand the man himself. So, who exactly was Dr. King, and what made his impact so absolutely profound?
Man, it is tough to sum up a figure this huge, but here are the highlights. He was, of course, a key leader of the American civil rights movement. He was a champion for nonviolent protest as a way to fight injustice. He gave what might be the most famous speech of the entire 20th century, and he even won the Nobel Peace Prize for his incredible work.
And this was the absolute core of his message. This one single line, it just perfectly captures that deep, universal hope for a world where people are judged for who they are, not what they look like. So powerful.
That quote, of course, is from his legendary "I Have a Dream" speech. He delivered it back in 1963 at the March on Washington. It was this huge, defining moment. It was him painting a picture for everyone of what an America free from segregation could look like. And that vision, well, that's the very heart of what this holiday is all about.
Now, here's something you might not know. You'd think creating a holiday for Dr. King would have been a no-brainer, right? Well, it wasn't. It was actually a really long and difficult fight to get it on the calendar.
Yeah, this was a real struggle. The second Dr. King was tragically assassinated in 1968. People started calling for a national holiday in his honor. But it took 15 years of relentless campaigning from activists, musicians, politicians, all while facing some serious opposition. Finally, in 1983, President Ronald Reagan signed the bill into law. But get this, the very first time the country officially observed it wasn't until 1986.
Okay, so that brings us to today. The holiday is here to stay. But how do people actually celebrate it? How has it evolved into what we see and do now?
A really powerful idea has sprung up around this holiday. You've probably heard it. It's a day on, not a day off. And that's the whole idea. While sure, it's nice to have a break from work, the real spirit of the day is to use that time for service, for reflection, and for action in your community, instead of just kicking back. And you see that day-on spirit everywhere. You've got these amazing parades and marches in cities all over the country. Thousands of people get out and volunteer on community service projects. And of course, schools and other organizations run special programs to teach the next generation all about Dr. King's life and his work.
So if you're thinking, how can I get involved? It's actually pretty simple. You could join a local parade or march, or you could find a service project nearby that needs an extra pair of hands, or honestly, just take some time for yourself to really reflect on that dream and think about what it means for all of us today.
All right, let's bring it all home. This brings us to the biggest question of all. Why, after all these years, does this day still matter so much?
When you boil it all down, this day is kind of like a national check-in. It's our chance, once a year, to stop and think about how far we've come in the fight for civil rights. But it's also a moment to be really honest with ourselves about all the work that's still left to do to reach that goal of real justice and equality for everyone.
And just think about this for a second. It has been more than 60 years since Dr. King delivered that "I Have a Dream" speech. 60 years. That one number just puts this long, ongoing journey into a really powerful perspective, doesn't it? And so that leaves us with this final, really important question to think about. See, this day isn't just about looking back at what one incredible man accomplished. It's about looking forward. It's about asking ourselves, how can Dr. King's legacy inspire me, right here, right now, to take action in my own community? It's a question worth asking today and every day. Thanks so much for tuning in.